Hello friends, welcome to another Persian story. I'm Sara, a daughter of Iran, and this is the story of the second king from the Persian epic of kings, Shahnameh, by Ferdowsi, a great Iranian poet from the 11th century. So last time, we witnessed the end of the Stone Age with the passing of Qumars, the first king of Iran, who was known for wearing a leopard skin, the first form of clothing, and living in the mountains. Everyone in the world accepted him except for the devil, or Ahriman, who decided to overthrow his kingdom. Qumars' son learned about Ahriman's evil plots. He went into a battle with him to defend his father, and he believed that his faith in his leopard skin would be enough. He was tragically killed, leaving King Qumars with profound grief. After 2 years of mourning, it was time for vengeance. Hushang, Simak's grandson, avenged his father, and then King Qumars peacefully passed away, leaving Hushang alone to rule the world. Now we hear the story of Hushang. جهاندار هوشنگ با رای و داد به جای نیا تاج بر سر نهاد. King Hushang, guided by wisdom and justice, set the crown on his head, replacing his father's. For 40 years the heavens wheeled above him, heart full of insight, mind full of wisdom. Hushang is actually the first one that steps away from the wild nature and goes towards the human society. چو بنشست بر جایگاه مهی چنین گفت بر تخت شاهنشهی. Upon the sovereign throne, when he sat down, this was the word he said beneath the crown. I am the king of all the 7 climes, victorious ruler of places and times. By the will of God, the Lord of all land, for justice and bounty, I girded my band. This phrase, bastam kamar, I gird my waistband, is a Persian metaphor for absolute determined readiness for service or doing something very important. Hushang is the king who prioritizes dad, justice, and dahish, giving, generosity, the 2 pillars of good governance. And he's ready to take action. بزان پس جهان یک سر آباد کرد همه روی گیتی پر از داد کرد. Thereafter he made the whole world prosperous and filled the face of the earth with justice. But Hushang's most monumental contributions are not in governance. The Shahnameh credits him with the simultaneous discovery of metallurgy and fire. One day, Hushang and his friends were traversing the mountains, the sacred reign of his grandfather, Qumars, when suddenly they encountered a creature of dark, terrifying essence. پدید آمد از دور چیزی دراز، سیاه رنگ و تیره تن و تیزتاز. From far away, a long creature appeared. Black-hooded, dark-bodied, it careered. دو چشم از بر سر چو دو چشم خون ز دود دهانش جهان تیره گون. 2 eyes upon its crown like springs of gore, its mouth's dark smoke made the world a black ore. This creature, a massive serpent, is obviously a manifestation of Ahriman, the devil, the creator of chaos lurking in the natural world. Now, instead of engaging with these forces, as his father Shahnameh did, Hushang employs strategy. The wise Hushang cast his gaze on the stone. He sees the great rock fiercely all alone, and then threw the rock at him. The great serpent escaped. But the stone, thrown with such power, struck another large stone on the mountains. And in that moment, a secret held by the earth since the beginning of time was revealed. The lesser rock then struck a massive rock, and both were shattered from that sudden shock. فروغی پدید آمد از هر دو سنگ، دل سنگ گشت از فروغ آذرنگ. A sudden gleam burst from the scene, the mountains kindled, and fire was seen. A flash, Al-Tash was born. This is a revelation unlocked by the king of intellect confronting chaos. Hushang's reaction is not one of amazement, but profound spiritual gratitude. He immediately recognizes fire as a divine gift. جهاندار پیش جهان آفرین نیایش همی کرد و خواند آفرین. The world ruler stood before the world's creator and offered him praise, respect, and honor. He was given this gift, a light of such a grace. So he announced the fire, the sacred worship place. This is the birth of the core of Zoroastrian religious practice in Iranian mythology. Fire becomes the sacred qibla, the symbolic direction of worship. So fire is obviously very sacred in Zoroastrianism, but also in Mithraism, a religion that's older than Zoroastrianism. They would worship the sun, so obviously fire was very important to them. At night, the king lit a fire like a mound with his people gathered all around. To commemorate the significant discovery, Hushang established the first Iranian national festival, Sadeh. The Sadeh festival is still the most important Zoroastrian celebration, and it mainly honors fire, this remarkable gift of nature that makes harsh winters bearable. There's a reason that Hushang's name comes from Hush, intelligence, and Farhang, culture. He founded the first cultural event. Once the sacred nature of fire was understood, Hushang turned into practical use. Mastering the art of the blacksmith, this invention is the true beginning of the industrial age. The second crucial step is managing the most vital resource, water. Hushang teaches humanity to control and distribute it for large-scale benefit. به جوی و بروداب‌ها راه کرد، به فرخندگی رنج کوتاه کرد. Through channels, he made water find its way and took the people's toil and hardship away. So for the third step, with tools and water, full-scale agriculture becomes possible. So now people were able to make naan, bread, which became later the staple food of Iranians. برنجید پس هر کسی نان خویش بورزید و بشناخت سامان خویش. Then each man strove to earn his daily bread. He tilled the land and learned what lay ahead. This detail is interesting because it marks the start of people working in different roles and the creation of property rights and community borders. Jobs are becoming more versatile now. And fourth, he separates animals into categories of use. Domestication moves beyond mere coexistence to now intentional productivity. He parted the cattle, donkey, and the sheep and set those useful creatures to keep. Then he revolutionized clothing by moving beyond leopard skin. He taught his people how to utilize fur. بدین گونه از چرم پویندگان بپوشید بالای گویندگان. Thus, from the skins on creatures of chase, he put warm clothes on the human race. The fox, the emin, the squirrel's kind all share the warm pelt that men can find. This focus on comfort, warmth, and different textures of fur shows the society moving from primitive survival to a state of aesthetic and practical refinement. And that makes Hushang the founder of the early Iranian industry and economy. Hushang reigned for 40 years, a complete and stable period marked by continuous effort and invention. چو پیش آمدش روزگار بهی، از او مردوری ماند تخت مهی. When came the time to lay the bliss down, nothing remained from him except the crown. Shah Houshang leaves the throne to his son Tahmures, who has yet a different strategy for facing the devil. In the next video, I'll tell you how Shah Tahmures actually acknowledges the demons and makes a deal with them. I'm Sara, a daughter of Iran, and thank you for watching.